Hello, viewers of the tube. This is a video update on Holochain with the ticker HOTUSDT. I'm going to be doing against the US dollar trading pair, and that's kind of where I like to focus my things. A lot of people may or may not like that, but you can assume that. The Bitcoin trading pair, especially when Bitcoin is in a downtrend. If I'm saying that the asset is going to go up in USD, more than likely the BTC trading pair is going to go up as well. But we'll start here with my normal disclaimers. This isn't financial advice. You're responsible for your own trades. I'm here to give my opinion on the market. And I'm not really going to tell you where you should enter and exit your trades, and that you should do your own research and all of that. I'm just one guy out here giving their opinion on things, and you should definitely preserve your capital with however you feel comfortable. So I'm going to move to a 3-hour time frame here. I want to outline here one last time my buy that I had at 7,500, and showed my trade setup that I had. This is documented in other videos that I've done. And with my stop losses. Okay, so I said we've got this nice little trend line that's been forming here, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a buy right down here about that area, and then I'm going to set my stop loss with a decent stop loss back here in this consolidation zone. And we did bounce to that area. So you can see we bounced to that area down here. We did extend just a little bit, and just so that I can outline how this typically tends to play out when you have these touches down here. The last one does tend to extend beyond just a little bit, which is why I've left my stop loss a little wide. But nonetheless, that target hit to buy, the stop loss did not hit, and the target to sell, which I had, which was at about 23% profit, hit perfect. I mean, obviously it went further, but it hit just fine. And the way that I was counting this, just for the record, I was counting this as a 1, 2, and then working myself up to a 3. So I'm counting this up here as the 3. So this is a pretty big 1, which I'm not a real big fan of. So I'm kind of skeptical a little bit. But we've got a 2, and then we definitely have a 5-wave pattern up here to complete this. Okay, so we've got this move up here, which I'm counting as the 3. I guess it could be something a little different going on here, but nonetheless, I'm counting this up here as the 3. And then when I set up this other trade, and again, I outlined this, a while back, right? I was talking about this support and resistance level, and I talk a lot about support and resistance. I do feel that it is extremely important. Support and resistance levels are a big important piece of any kind of education that you give yourself. And I outlined this in another video that I did. I'm likely going to remove all of this at some point just to clean the chart up just a little bit. But we had resistance, support, resistance, 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 support, resistance, and then this was a little bit of a trap, but nonetheless this was still resistance. And then what we had right here, this was support, and then we came down again as support. I would say as long as we stay away from 80, sorry, I guess this is 8,200 or so, then I think that we've got good a good bullish momentum going on if we don't come back down here. Now, obviously, if I zoom in here, we can see that we have this support here, and then we found this support again right here, okay? I'm going to try and keep things clean. I don't like this P&L, how it's, just protruding on this, so I'm just going to hide it for the time being. But nonetheless, I set my buy down here at the negative 236. Right, so that was at about 8,500. That was the place to buy. I gave my stop loss a little more than this support line. I would allow it to go a little further, but we found support here again, didn't hit my stop, and now we're trying to push up. As we know, Bitcoin is also trying to push up as well. So this is looking pretty good. I'm real happy with the way that this is currently showing. I think that the chart looks halfway decent at this level. So what I've got here is a measurement of the three, and this is the same Fibonacci pull that I had in my last video, so probably not going to talk too much about this, but and I'm going to actually remove this one because it's not as relevant anymore. This 4 did come down a little bit further. This C on the correction did come down a little bit further, and so this seems to have worked out quite nicely. And now, we're moving back up. We're at 93.42, and that's pretty good. I do have some take profits that if you're in the Discord, I was talking about taking profit. I did take some profit at just shy of 9,200. Yeah, of course, yeah, it was a little bit lower than I would have liked. Am I upset that I could have sold higher? No, I'm not. I still have the majority of my holding. I sold. That would be about 5% of what I am currently holding on this. So not a huge deal. I was looking to accumulate it, but now it's just basically sitting in USD, and my bot has taken it over and is it's swing trading that USD for me. So I'm not upset that I took profit. And you should never be upset that you took profit. There's one guy on the Discord that always gives me a hard time. He says, "Yeah, you always sell too early." Well, okay, you know what? But I sold, right? I sold, and I'm not going to, wish that I would have sold it higher, because that's not the right mentality to have. Nobody ever lost money by taking profit. And a lot of people say that, but it's true. It's true. You have to take profit along the way. You have to pay yourself along the way. Otherwise, you're never going to make money because you're never going to sell. People that have the mentality that you're never at a loss if you don't sell. Well, okay. Then what are you here for? All right, anyway, enough of that. I'm looking for at 11,000 as my target for Holochain. Couple things that I will want to see, because I am seeing some new areas of resistance that we're going to have to fight through, and the areas of resistance that I'm seeing are going to be right here. So that's going to be at about 96.30, so just shy of 97, 9800. And I actually had some take profits up here, which I canceled because we didn't make it back up here. So I had those sells, and again, if you're in the Discord, you know this. I set them at 9700, 9800, and 9900, just in case we were to come back up here, because it looked like we were in a downtrend, which we were, right? But those take profits did not hit. But I did have the reaccumulation down here at about 8,500, which was pretty decent. I was pretty happy with that. And what we can see is this level right here should be new support. So if we do come back down here, I would expect 8,500 or 8,550 to hold. That is, and actually I'm gonna make a slight adjustment on that, because I think that this is going to be more important. That's at 86.50. I think 86.50 is more important than 85.50. So keep an eye on that, because that's this level right here. This is, this was our resistance, and we had resistance here. So potentially a new level is forming here, 86.50. The next one, which I will pay attention to a little bit, is this level right here at, I guess we can call it 9,000. So yeah, just shy of 9,000, there's going to be an interesting level here to pay attention to. So, we came down here. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, going up for a 5 up here, and maybe this 5 is going to hit. I guess we can go down to a really low time frame and dig in just for a moment. Talked about this just a little longer than I really wanted to, but if we take a fib pull down here from this wave, which looks like the bottom of a 2 going up here for the 3, we came down here. Really, we found support of the 382, which is where I really want to see support on a wave 4. We have a little bit of this going on. There's a lot of there's a lot of garbage on this chart, just because it is, it wicks a lot. But yeah, this looks like a little bit of a wedge. Now we're working our way up and out of here, and the target for this move would be about 94.86 to 9,500. So it's looking pretty good. We wicked above this high you know, as of you know, what, 4 hours ago or so. So we're trying to wick higher. I do expect that we move up here to 9,500 or so. Um, you know, I wouldn't take a trade here though, right? So let's just be honest. I wouldn't buy up here because we're gonna pull back again, and where we pull back, it's probably going to come back down here to about 9,000. It may come all the way back down here to 8,650. So, you know, wait for the pullback before you decide to make any trades, because, you know, buying up here after we've just made a little bit of an impulsive move, because this does look a lot like, at least on this low time frame, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll call it here, and then we're moving up for that 5, which is going to take us up here to our, you know, to our resistance, right? So the resistance is sitting right here, you know, in this general area. We don't know where the 5 is going to land, but it may as well, or it may very well stop there at the 96.50 level. So I would wait for a pullback to reaccumulate hot anywhere between 86.50 and 89, you know, 89.50 or so. That would be a decent area for accumulation. And if we were to do a fib pull in this entire move here, you know, assuming that it stops up here at its resistance, yeah, I mean, this is perfect. You got the 50% at 8,900. You have the 618 at 87.50. So these numbers seem to, you know, seem to correlate pretty well. We have a lot of confluence in this area, probably a lot of volume in this area as well, creating some high volume nodes that are going to give us support. So that's where I would be looking for Holochain. So I'll be doing some more videos here here in just a little bit on Chainlink. Everybody loves Chainlink, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to feed the hype there, giving my opinion whether it's bearish or bullish, and then I'm also going to be doing an update on Bitcoin because it's making some interesting moves today. So have a good day, everyone, and I will